but like how would I challenge you to do even more?
Yeah, so before you expand the prospect's goals, you need to
Yeah.
address their limiting belief first, right? So I said, if I can get to 4 grand a month, you need to
Mhm.
address that immediately, right? Free person, like you didn't even address it, right? It's like we talked about yesterday. Like when you notice that language, you gotta call it out. Like if, like right when I say if, like call it out immediately. Like if, what do you mean by if, Francesco? And then
Mhm.
I'll be like, yeah, I mean, it's just like I've never done this before. Okay, I get where you're coming from. And like I'll tell you this because when people say if, it means that they just have a tiny bit of uncertainty on whether or not they'll achieve their goals or not, right? Because if you felt 100%
Mhm.
confident, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It's like, where is that uncertainty coming from? So you gotta get to the root of it first, address it, and then once you address it and you help them overcome it, that's when you can expand their goals. Because that's why
Mhm.
I gave you maybe 6 grand a month after I said 4 grand a month. So if you
Yeah.
address their limiting belief first and you help
Mhm.
them overcome it, they're gonna give you a bigger goal now rather than
Mhm.
just 6 grand a month.
No, no, I see. But I mean, that's the problem, right? Because I thought that I was addressing that, but at the same time, you said, "Oh, okay, like this is the first time that I'm doing. I'm not sure I can do it." So then, how do you actually raise belief then? It's just like believing in yourself,
You
and
just
through like,
you call it out. So like I said, like what where's that? Where's like Francesco? Like I sense like a little bit of uncertainty here. Like you said, if like what where exactly is that coming from? Can I ask? And usually for me, they always tell me right there and then like yeah, it's just like I never done this before. I failed multiple times in the past, and
and
it's like it's an objection right there. Like you just handle
no,
it.
sure.
Yeah.
Mhm. So okay, so what if I say like, "Oh, yeah, because it's the first time that I'm doing this. I never done this before."
Yeah, absolutely,
You,
Francesco. Like
oh,
I can completely understand how this might be your first time doing something like this. Although, let me ask you this: like, when was the last time that you've done something successfully, although in the beginning you felt uncertain about it? And then they'll tell you an example like, "Oh, I'm probably like asking my girl out for the first time." I'm like, okay. And although you felt uncertain about it, like, why is it that you still did it anyway?
Mhm.
And the reason why I bring that up, Francesco, is because if anything, I want to make sure he comes to this knowing that, if he comes to this with that mindset, then we're never going to achieve the results we want to see. Because all these people that you see online who are making 10, 20, 50 grand a month of e-commerce, they're all human beings just like you are. Would you agree? So now I'm encouraging them. Like I'm
Mhm.
putting these human beings and I'm railing it back to the prospects. Because at the end of the day, they're just human beings, you know?
Sure, sure, sure. Okay, okay, now I see what you mean. Because I didn't know if I should really go through the framework right there and there and really solve the like the unspoken objection, or should I just like move on and
Yeah,
come
don't
back
don't
again?
move on from it because when you ask me like what's the next chapter for you, like the limiting belief is still there regardless. So it's like
Mhm.
how do you expect them to give you a good goal when they still have that limiting belief?
Sure. Okay, now it makes sense. So, okay, if we run it back, I would be like, okay, I mean, you're saying if, Justin, where does that uncertainty really comes from?
Yeah, it's just like, I've never like done this before, like I've never made $1 online, so it's like I can't really say like if this is gonna like succeed for me or not, you know?
No, absolutely. And you're not alone feeling that way. Some of our top students, they felt the same way that you're feeling right now. And
Mm.
also like you, like, have you ever done something in your life when you were maybe a little bit scared at the beginning, but like you did it anyway, you ended up being successful?
Yeah, I do remember. Yeah.
Like for example?
Um, it was like my first ever boxing match. I was very nervous. I didn't think I could have won because like the opponent was very big. He was black. He looked very strong, and he was like very
Yeah.
tall. But I ended up beating him. So
Mhm.
yeah,
And it's the same thing here. Listen, just when you go online, you see a bunch of guys making a 10, 20, 30 grand amount, living the life that you want to live. They're no different from you. The only
yeah.
difference is that they have enough confidence to actually believe into themselves. And that's the reason why they achieve those results. So do
Hmm.
you see how you maybe not really believe in yourself is not really going to help you out when it comes to you reaching your goals? Do you see
Yeah,
that?
I can see that. I can see that.
Okay.
And
So
then
do you
on top of that, you can be like, because of you not believing in yourself, like how many opportunities have you missed out on? Like, what do we miss out on because you limited yourself because of that way of thinking? So you
Mhm,
ask a present question, which is good. And then on top of that, you
mhm,
can ask like a past question. Like, can you see how that way of thinking has gone to where now? So that's a present moment. And then we'll bring it
mhm.
back to the past. And because of that way of thinking, like, what have we lost because of that? So now, you know how to like, take into the past. And now
Okay, yeah,
now after you get the past, you can go to the future. So like, which version of you do you feel like is in a better position to actually succeed? Is the version of you who doesn't believe in himself, or is the version of you who does believe in himself? Now I'm asking a future question.
sure.
So
Okay, so
you know,
okay, go step by step would be okay. I do everything that I just did, and then I would be like, and do you see how that way of thinking kind of held you back in the past from achieving a lot of success?
yeah, yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
So right now, like what type of version of yourself do you want to step into? The one who actually believe into in yourself so that you can go and achieve a lot of success, or do you want to let the limiting belief held you back from achieving success?
No, I wanna achieve success. Although right there, I would start with the negative version first and then the positive. It's a lot more stronger, it's a lot better.
Can you actually do it if you don't mind, bro? I just want to see how
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do
yeah.
it
So like
according.
here's what I'm gonna call it out, right? So
Yeah.
because Francesco, like, because of that way of thinking, like what have we missed out on because you didn't fully believe in yourself?
Mhm. I think a lot of opportunities.
Mm, okay. So what's going to happen if you keep on allowing that way of thinking to actually hold you back from reaching your fullest potential?
Guess I'm never really gonna get to my goals.
Okay. And are you willing to settle for that? Or do you want to change that?
No, no, I do want to change that.
Okay. So if that's the case, then Francesco, then which version of you is most likely to put himself in the best position possible to actually succeed? Is it the version of you who lets his limited beliefs and lets his fears and doubts hold him back? Or is it the
Mhm.
version of you who can tap into his inner energy and become the best version of himself and he believes in himself? Which version of you do you feel like is most likely to succeed?
The one who actually believes in himself.
Okay, why the?
Because I know that in order to get to my goals, if I don't believe in myself, I'm never gonna get there.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then Francesco, what do you, which version of you do you feel like you need to step in right here and right now so that you can achieve your goals with this?
Yeah, the version of myself who's confident, who actually believe in himself.
Yeah. Right. So let's be real, Francesco. I know you told me that the goal is 4 grand a month, but knowing that you do believe in yourself, what is the ultimate goal here? What is it that we're actually working towards to here?
Okay,
You
that's
see, like
cool,
how
bro.
I overcame their limiting belief. Now I can like ask for a bigger goal
Okay,
because
so then transition be like, okay, knowing that you actually believe in yourself, is 4 grand a month really the ultimate goal, or is there like something else that you're looking for?
yeah, because you gave me encouragement, I can say like, you know what? Let's do 15 grand a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
No, no, no.
see like how like what I mean? Like when you ask them like which version of you do you want to step into, like you're giving them more encouragement. So like, that automatically gives them more belief. You know what I mean?
Mhm. That's cool, bro. That's cool. I mean, this is really what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Um, let's do like this since we have like half an hour.
Yeah.
Um,
So like
let's stop
write
right
it down.
here.
So like ask the past question first and then present and then future. And when we go to
Mhm.
the future, start with the negative version and then end up with the positive version. It's gonna be a lot better. It's gonna land a lot stronger.
Yeah, I mean, I recorded as well, so I'm just gonna transcribe the recordings. Do you want to do your role play and then I do like a quick objection because for me this is pretty valuable. So
Yeah, let me yeah. I'll do pre-handling.
okay.
So yeah, Francesco, just so I can have like a better understanding, what have you done in the past to get yourself to 20 grand a month in profit with trading, besides just YouTube and books and all that sort of stuff?
Um, I mean, no, not much, honestly.
Not much.
Like
Okay.
Yeah, watching
Uh,
YouTubes, that type of stuff. Yeah.
okay, so not much. What do you feel like prevented you from actually, you know, going our way to get events help and getting events mentorship then?
Mm, honestly, man, I don't know. I think it's a really big step to really go and invest into a mentorship or really go, go all in with this. So
Okay.
I'm not really sure I was ready to do that.
What exactly do you mean by like it's a big step? Help me understand, yeah.
I mean, like I know mentorship, they cost a lot of money and you have to commit yourself,
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I never felt that I was really ready to do that, if I have to be
Okay.
honest.
Okay. Yeah, it definitely is a lot of money. It definitely is a big commitment. Although, would you also agree that getting oh
Thank you.
you okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like,
Like I know you mentioned to me that, it's a lot of money. It's a big commitment. Although, would you agree that getting yourself to 20 grand a month so that you can retire your parents and provide the best life for you and your family is also a big commitment as well?
yeah,
Okay. And it's funny when we talk about money preventing us because ultimately, like, what are you looking to get these skills for? More money, right?
make money. Yeah.
Yeah. So is it fair to say that we don't have the money because we don't have the necessary skills to make the most amount of profits with trading?
Yeah, that's definitely part of that. Yeah.
Okay. Because there's always going to be two types of people in this world, Francesco, right? There's those who say it's a lot of money, this is out of my budget, so let me wait another time, or let me never do this. And then there's those who say, how can I fund the money to make this happen so I can achieve my goals? Like out of those two people, who do you think actually succeeds?
No, the one, who actually wanted the most, the one who was actually looking to really do this. Yeah.
Okay. Why though?
Yeah, because I feel that, if you really want something bad enough, you're gonna do everything.
Yeah. So with how important this is then, Francesco, what prevented you from getting resourceful to get the money so that you can invest into mentorship? And what do you feel like prevented you from, making that commitment towards going all in for yourself? What prevented you there? Help me help you
I
there.
I think just never really done something like this, so I was kind of more than skeptical, like scared, I would say.
Hmm. Skeptical and scared of what exactly?
Failing.
Failing. Okay. Can I share a perspective on that, Francesca?
Sure.
Yeah. And look, the way that you're feeling right now is completely understandable, right? I mean, the fear of failure is the biggest reason why people never achieve their goals, right? And it can definitely be a big fear, right? But I do want to ask you this. Can you see how that way of thinking, that fear of failure, where you haven't taken any action because of that, has pushed you in a position where you're still working at your job, making $2,000 a month as a server, like you mentioned earlier? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Because looking back over the past 5 years, what have you lost because you let the fear of failure hold you back from getting searchable and making that commitment?
Mm. I mean, if you put it that way, a lot of opportunities, a lot of money for sure.
Opportunities like what exactly?
Like just to get out of my job and live a better life for myself.
Hmm. Okay. So what if you keep allowing that way of thinking to stop you from actually getting resourceful and making that commitment towards investing into your skill set?
No, I'm not gonna let that happen.
Yeah, and with all due respect, Francesco, we've let it happen, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't be here on this phone call. And I say that with all the love and respect in my heart. I'm saying that because I care about you and I want to help you, right? So what if you keep allowing that way of thinking stop you from actually going all in of yourself, brother?
Mm. Yeah, I'm just gonna be stuck where I am.
Okay. Are you willing to settle for that?
No.
Okay. So if that's the case then, Francesco, how committed are you to becoming that man? who can overcome his fear of failure and actually make that commitment towards investing into yourself, but most importantly, making the commitment towards going all in for yourself. Because you don't have to.
No, I am committed. This is why I'm here. Like, I want to make a change
Why do you want to make a change though?
because I feel that's what I have to do, you know. Like, I'm sick and tired of my situation. Nothing is getting better. So if I don't do it, like, no one's gonna do it for me.
So, do you feel like that now is the time to draw the line in the sand and really commit towards overcoming this fear of failure so that you can achieve your goals for once and for all?
Yes.
Okay. And I'll go in the future pace.
Okay.